Okay, welcome back if you're not new, and welcome if you're new. I'm painting today on a canvas I got for free from my dad's colleague. Yeah. So the story behind this canvas is they thought they needed it. I don't know if one of them was gonna paint really, or they just was gonna do something like decorative, kind of simple, abstract thing or whatever. But they didn't end up using it. It was still in like plastic and all that stuff. And they were like, "Hey, my dad's name. Do your son still paints and does he want this and this?" And I'm like, he was like, "Yeah." And he took it home, and now I'm using it to paint. And I started out with this sketch of these two heads because I was like, I don't think I can fill a full body on this 150, I 100 centimeters by 50 centimeters. I don't think I'm gonna do that because I don't want to. So I did two portraits and I changed them a little bit. I'm gonna spoil a little bit here. They don't end up looking a lot like this start here, but it's still a great start. And sometimes you really need to destroy like something you made wrong to make it better again, because like new growth can't exist without the destruction of the old. Like you have to kind of just oh yeah, tell me if you know where that's from or who that's from. The new growth can't exist without destruction of the old, but you have to like destroy the old stuff sometimes, because not because it's so bad, but you don't really see a future in it. That's what I usually do with my paintings. But yeah, I was going pretty hard on this, and they were looking pretty weird. Still maybe kind of cool, but different at least, and I kind of liked it. But the more I got into it, and the more like I painted, I was like, maybe this is not gonna work out. So yeah, they're just kind of boring, and that's not always bad. But in my case, and in this case, definitely it was pretty boring. So I was like just trying to do everything to like spice them up and do something different, but still in my style. But I strayed too far away for what I usually do, and it's not because I have to do what I usually do always. That's not the case, but it's more the case that I would kind of like to just evolve naturally. But yeah, these got very bad quickly. Yeah, and then I destroyed them. I didn't fully destroy them because I liked the neck and the like the shoulders and stuff, and the hair wasn't too bad either. But I definitely needed to destroy that face, at least most of it. And I actually think this was one of the things that helped me a lot, because I completely changed some stuff, but still fundamentally very close. And so now the long process really begins of sketching again the face, but still much more in my style and much cooler, I would say. And I wasn't trying to make them look like each other too much. Like they were gonna look close, and they're definitely gonna be like, you know when you have siblings who you like, they look a lot like each other, but they're still different people. It was kind of that vibe I was going for. Like there was not supposed to be twinning, but definitely somewhere close to that. But then we start with the sketch again, of course, and really also like I know I called a sketch with this white and stuff like that, but it's not really a sketch. Like it's more than that. Is some of the sketch is still out, and some of the sketch is gonna stay, and different things, and it's all gonna get covered and with many layers. Because if you probably know me, but I personally I don't like to blend colors that much. I do it sometimes when it's needed and necessary, of course, but most of the time I blend on the canvas or on the kind of the palette. So, and the way I do that is usually just that I paint so fast that it doesn't get time to dry. That's also one of the reasons why I use acrylic paint. It's simply because of the drying time. Because oil paint is great and it's nice and I love the texture, but the drying time is what gets me every time. I simply work too fast to where oil paint is the best choice for me. I know you can get stuff to make it dry quicker, but sometimes I need it to be dry in like 2 hours or an hour. which acrylic paint will be, but oil paint won't be dry enough in that time, no matter what you do to it. That's just how it is. Um, so that's just like, well, like, and then I put in some yellow here, which was very strange. Personally, like I liked it. Very different, much more yellow than I would usually do. But I'm gonna cover some of it up, as you probably know from the thumbnail. And sometimes it's worth trying new things, and I definitely want to get more colors. But I know what colors work and what colors I like. And when the paint is as expensive as it is, and I'm as broke as I am, I don't think it's necessary to focus on getting new colors every time I buy paint. But next time I will definitely buy a new color, maybe some blue, just to have like around the eyes, or just some accents. Same with the yellow. Kinda, I want the red, black and white, and like skin reddish skin color to be the most like prominent, definitely. But I also like the yellow hint and stuff. Makes like a interesting and definitely more like abstract, and I love that. Like mixing this, because my stuff is not really realistic in any sense. It's very expressionist, but I also like just plain abstract stuff, really, sometimes. But yeah, just everything to like do the progress and get more, and just slow things once at a time. Yeah, like really just working in the paint and doing the work, I guess you can say. It's a lot of the same repetitive stuff, and that's why I'm probably not gonna explain everything. But really, like it's here where I saw the vision, and I was like, okay, this is actually gonna be better than last time. And I think what did it was because the first was just too boring, and they were looking like a copy of my style, but they weren't really me. But again, they were me because I made them. Like, if know what I mean. But I was like, yeah, I'm taking the not the safe road, but still kind of safe. But I tried experimenting, so I'm always trying to experiment with new things and doing things differently. But really, like, I still also know what looks good in my style. I know what looks cool and what I like, and that's what's important. Like, you gotta paint for what you like, not what anybody else likes. And also what you have budget for. Like, if you don't have enough paint to a big canvas, like, don't paint on a big canvas. That's like mostly one of the reasons why I'm not painting on a big canvas just yet. And the next painting video is also going to be on a smaller canvas, as you'll see later. I'm not starting this video, but like, yeah, just promise that. And I think that's fine, and especially when art is just a hobby and you don't really you can't justify using more money because you won't make money on it yet. And I'm not doing this to make money, of course. Like, no real artist is doing it to make money when they're not famous, because like, I promise you, it's unrewarding to try to do art for money. Like, it's you're not gonna be rich on this. And I have had people who are interested in my stuff, but the problem is, like, people are interested in a fair bit, but they aren't interested in paying a fair price for work. And yes, my prices are kind of expensive. It depends who you ask, because like, still, I'm just trying to make sure that this is actually viable. Because if I make this and this, and I only sell two paintings, like, ever, it's then like, it's gonna be much better as I get more, I wouldn't say famous, but just bigger and more well known and established and stuff like that. And that's the hardest thing. Like, it's a road where you kind of stay. You have to do whatever some weird old guy who has a lot of money tells you to, because like, they know the market and stuff like that. And it's also not nice with everything getting more expensive. Just that's not nice in general, but it's especially not nice in me, because I'm making a luxury product. I'm making art here. I'm making a like, this is a completely useless thing other than decoration. And when I don't have a name, no one's gonna buy from me. And if no one buys from me, I'm not gonna get a name. So yeah, it's a bit of a hard world. I also think my stuff is not necessarily for like the average person, and that definitely doesn't help. But that's okay. I don't want the average person to have my stuff. Like you gotta have weird taste to have my stuff, and like I want that. I want people to have weird taste. I think this is so awesome. But again, I'm gonna save a lot of money on decoration because like I just make my own stuff, so that's pretty nice. Yeah. So I use also very many different tools. Like I use a bit of sparkle on this, bit of the knife thing, and a bit of the just a smaller pencil, larger pencil. I mean brush. Brush. I'm terribly mistaken. But yeah, it's just a lot of the same stuff, and that's the way it is with art. And of course, if you're an artist yourself, you know that sometimes the process is long, but literally just doing the process is what's nice. The final product is awesome and cool and stuff, but the process is also great. I love the process of creating. Of course, like I really like that, but the finished product is also cool. Yeah. I don't really know what to tell you guys, but yeah, I can't remember how long till the what's it called, the outro or whatever it's called. There's some time, I know. Don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to remember myself. But yeah, this part I was also trying to darken it up. So what I do here to try and darken the picture up is I take a very dry brush and I take some black paint and I just dab it. I just dab it. I just touch the paint lightly, and then I touch the then I take some of it off, and then I get these spots and these like kind of shadowy spots where it's very grayish and kind of like just you don't really see it. It just makes the stuff kind of darker, and I love that. Just because I still don't have to blend a darker color, because sometimes I also think it becomes too uniform. I want some asymmetry. I want some craziness, some unpredictability. I want something so wild that, like, yeah, people just like it. And I really had trouble with the eye of this the character to the left here, but the reason I had that was because like I set him too close like two times. Like the first time was right, and then the second time I set it too close because I'm not that smart. But then I made it over this time, and then finally it became the right, I think. But yeah, and that also like is one of the reasons why I just had to keep working and let it dry. And I waited actually like the whole entire night because I didn't wake up in the middle of the night wanting to paint. I do that sometimes. Like sometimes you just wake up and just want to paint, but I'm like, nah, I just like, oh, damn, it's 3 a.m. Damn, nah, I'm gonna go back to sleep. I can't paint right now. This is actually one of the things I really enjoyed doing was this new like just kind of lines, very nearly invisible lines of black just on the stuff. But yeah, it's really cool. And they're really coming along now. You can definitely see them, but the eyes are very different, and I ended up changing those just because I wanted to, and also because like I I kind of had to. I think the eyes that got to be there in the end are better, but that's up to you guys. Like you can write me in the comments if you think or if you don't think. I really hate what the light is doing here. This really pisses me off that the light is kind of going light and dark, light and dark. And that's a problem with moving in front of the camera that has really bad autofocus, because then like yeah, see, and I don't like it, but it's how it is. So yeah, thank you. Okay, I finished the painting, and now you're thinking, what is this? Like, if you've even watched this far, this is the very end of the video. It's a pretty long time to get here, but I was like, I'm gonna explain the painting a bit because I forgot to record a decent part of it, especially when I changed the eyes and I did this drip, or not drip, this kind of these lines down the eyes. I did a little bit here with the mouth, and I did some other small stuff. I did that, and I forgot to record it because I'm not great at being a YouTuber. Sometimes I want to listen to music, and sometimes I just forget to record. So yeah, but still an amazing piece. I think I really I kind of saved it. I really think I saved it because the first idea I had was pretty alright, trying something new, but in reality it didn't really work. So this thing here is much better, I would say. I like these two much better than the two they were before. I think they're still in my style. They're a little bit different, but they're still good. And you know, I think they're pretty cool. I don't really know what to say. It's just my stuff, and that all of that. I'm just happy that this video got out today. Still doing homework and stuff. But yeah, here's the ear and eyes and nose, and yeah, I think these are really cool. I'm not gonna lie. Personally, I wouldn't say it's hard saying something is the best or not the best you've ever made, and I'm not saying this is the best thing I've ever made, not even close. I'm still debating that because, like, I'm always progressing, I'm always getting better, I'm always going someplace new, and some new stuff I like more. So this idea of the best, like in art, there isn't really a best, like the best version or something, the best art piece, the best this and that. It's all like, it's personal, and it's all based on opinion. But that I made this piece on a free canvas I got from some of my dad's co-workers, I think it turned out really good. And this is a great piece. And there's things here I really like, and things I could maybe have done a little bit better here. But again, it's not about doing the perfect piece every time. It's about keep going and evolving and getting better. So it's not like, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's great though, really great. Just like these lines are pretty cool. Maybe I'll definitely do that again. These lines here and these eyes, these like kind of just mind numb, just holes. I think they're very cool because they're very expressive, and they're still very like animalistic. They're not very human compared to some of the other stuff I've made. They're very human in their eyes. Even if they aren't human in their design, these eyes are very inhuman, and I think that can be a great, like, just be great. Also, a little sneak peek on my next painting. I got a canvas from the thrift store, and it says "Children in the Church for 100 years." So this is something for church, and I got it in a charity shop, from a thrift store, for really cheap. So yeah, that's the best way. Really just getting free stuff to make cool art. Because if I can save on canvases, I can use more in paint. Or if I could save on paint, I could use more on canvases. And personally, I would much rather use more money on paint and less on canvases, because they're free. And yeah, this is not the best stretch canvas ever. Like it's a bit floppy, not gonna lie. But it's free. It's actually a pretty good, some pretty good dimensions. So like, I'm just happy to be making art, really. Also helps them. I'm not really running out of space as much as I thought I would be, because like when I paint smaller, I have more space. But I want to paint something big again, of course. But I'm gonna need some money and definitely buy more paint for that, because I'm running a bit low on red paint. And if you know about, golden paint, this is a white one, the cadmium red, dark red, which is the one I use always, is very expensive. It's an expensive paint, but it's so good, and it's an integral part of my art. Like, it's important. I used crimson a lot with oil paint before, and I like the crimson, but I just realized that everything I could do with crimson, I could do with this by just making it darker or making it lighter. And also the crimson was like, yeah, it's a fine color, but it gets too dark, I think, sometimes. It could easily get too dark. Which is why I prefer cadmium now. And I'm using a little bit of yellow and the skin color and make it white, gray, brown. Like I'm trying to use all the colors I want, just do the stuff I want to, because like it's my world. Who cares? Yeah. But I'm still definitely never going away from red in general. Just the color red, the whole like the hue of red. That's definitely like my favorite color, or my favorite colors. What do you say? I don't know. But yeah, it's my newest painting. So I want to say thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff, because it means a whole lot to me. And just want to say thank you for watching. Bye bye.